uh, voltage regulators and capacitors. Okay? Ayan. So, yung voltage regulator is used to hold the voltage of a circuit, okay, at a predetermined value within a band which the control equipment is capable of maintaining and within accepted tolerance values for distribution purposes. Okay, so yun yung trabaho ng voltage regulator. So, ang regulator may be installed on substations or on feeders sa mga poles, pads, or platforms or in volts. So, ang voltage regulator natin, essentially, they are auto transformers. So, madiscuss nyo itong auto transformers on your electrical apparatus, okay, and devices. So, auto transformers. So, the secondary portion of your coil is arranged so that all or part of its induced voltage can be added to or subtracted from the line. So, meron kang coil dyan. So, yun yung may induced voltage yun na yung mag-add or subtract ng voltage sa line mo. Okay? So, ang voltage variations na yon is accomplished by changing the ratio of transformation automatically without de-energizing your unit. Okay? So, automatic yon yung iyong voltage variation. So, kahit hindi mo siya i-de-energize. So, automatic yung uh, yung operation ng isang voltage regulator. Okay? So, meron tayong two types. We have the induction regulator and your TCUL or the top changing under load regulator or tinatawag natin siyang step type regulator. So, itong nauna, yung induction regulator, hindi na ito ganun ginagamit. Okay, yung induction. That is limited kasi on 5,000 volts or below. So, hindi siya pwede sa system natin ngayon which is nasa 7620 volts yung line to phase, line to neutral. Okay? So, ngayon, ang ginagamit natin is the step type regulator. So, discuss din natin yung induction regulator. So, induction regulator, okay? So, yung primary winding, kung makita nyo rito sa figure 12.1, okay? And yung secondary winding, so, naka-arrange yan so that they rotate with respect to one another. So, umiikot yan. Okay? So, the primary coil is usually the stator. And yung secondary, yung rotor. Okay? And the direction is generally depending on whether the incoming voltage is to be raised or lowered. So, nakadepende yung ikot niyan kung itataas mo ba yung voltage or ibababa mo. So, itong nandito sa primary mo is yung unregulated. And then yung output mo niyan is regulated voltage. That is the induction regulator. So, yung voltage induced on the secondary is depending on your primary sa position. So, depending on the position, sabi natin, pwedeng i-add or i-subtract yung input. Okay? Yung induced voltage, mag-add siya or subtract sa input para makuha mo yung outgoing. So, paano yung operation ng rotation na yon? So, yung rotation ng primary coil, so meron kang moving magnetic field. So, we have a moving magnetic field. So, that causes a large reactance voltage drop in the secondary. Okay? So, yun yung operation niya. And then, so kung kung gusto mong dampen siya or cancel yung effect na yun, meron kang third coil. Nandun sa right angles ng primary coil mo. So, yung moving na primary coil, so siya mag-i-induce ng voltage dun sa third coil. So, ang mangyari niyan, siya ay magsiset up ng moving magnetic field. So, ang mangyari, siya ay mag-oppose doon sa motion ng primary coil. So, ang reactance ng regulator unit is kept constant. Okay? So, yan yung induction regulator. At hindi na yan ganun ginagamit ngayon. Dahil sa limit niya na 5,000 volts and below. So, ngayon, ito ang ginagamit natin ngayon is the step type or the top changing under load regulator. So, meron two types yan. So, meron kang station type tsaka distribution type. Station type, syempre, ngayon na sa mga stations natin, substations. So, ginagamit yan for bus voltage regulation or BVR or individual feeder voltage regulation. So that is the station type. So pwedeng single phase, pwede rin siyang three-phase. Okay? Next is distribution type. So ang distribution type naman natin, single phase siya. Single phase. And used pole mounted sa overhead primary feeders. Okay, so ang single phase natin na step type, VRs. So ang sizes niyan is from 25 to 833 kVA. And then yung three-phase natin na step type VRs from 500 to 2000 kVA. So yun yung mga ratings ng iyong PCUL or step type regulator. And then, ito na yung voltage ratings from 2,400 volts up to 19,920 volts. So, allowing the use of regulators on circuits from 2,400 to 3,000 to 24,500 volts grounded Y by 19,920 volts multi-grounded Y. Okay? And then yung station type natin, pwedeng gamitin for bus voltage regulation up to 69 kilovolts. So yun kapag bus voltage regulation. Kapag mga distribution type, up to 34.5 kV by 19.92. Okay? Ito yung figure natin for your step type. So, since sabi natin, ano siya, auto-transformer, that is, meron siyang mga taps. Ayan, i-zoom in natin on ito. Ayan, may mga taps dito. Ayan, may mga taps. Marami siyang taps dyan on your primary coil. And then, so that is connected in the same manner as your induction regulator. So this type, ito naman, kung kanina sa induction, may rotation ka sa coils, di ba? Dito, wala na. So, ang changes natin sa voltage sa taps nakabase. Okay? Sa taps ay nakabase. Unlike dun sa kanina, induction, umiikot. Kaya siya induction. So, may rotation ka doon. Dito, step type lang. So, step type. May mga steps ka lang dyan. May mga taps. Kasi tinawag na step type. So, yun yun. Okay? So, ito rin, yung portion ng coil with taps is a separate part ng primary coil. Okay? So, within that portion, so, yun din yung mag-add or subtract sa voltage na yun. Okay, so each tap is changed by opening and closing of an selector switch. So, to avoid disconnecting the transformer from the line, each time a tap is changed, the taps are so arranged that two adjacent taps are connected through a small auto transformer. Each time the tap change is in progress. So, hindi natin kailangan disconnect yung transformer. So, ito yung ginagawa dyan. So, yung taps ay naka-arrange so that your two taps, adjacent taps, are connected through a small auto transformer each time the tap change is in progress. Okay? So, ito yung ating mga regulators. So naka-design yan to correct your voltage from 10% boost to 10% back. So, boost, syempre, that is 10% increase. Okay? And yung back, that is decrease. So, that is plus or minus 10% in 32 steps. So, meron kang 32 steps sa pag-boost at sa pag-back. So, ang magiging natin, per step niyan, we have 5/8% na voltage change. Okay, so per step yon. So, since you have 32 steps. So, if two internal coils of a regulator are connected in series, okay, so your regulator can be used for plus or minus 10% regulation. So, kung nakaparallel naman yun, so that would increase to 160%. Pero yung current rating, yung mag-i-increase, 160%. Pero yung regulation, range, bababa to plus or minus 5%. So, pag series, plus or minus 10%, yung regulation, pag parallel, bababa siya sa plus or minus 5%. So, yun yung connection natin. So, pag series, plus or minus 10%. Pag parallel, plus or minus 5%. Okay, so ito, figure natin for your step type regulator. Nakita ko na itong karaan. So, this is your typical regulator, step type. So, meron ka ditong, ayan, substation mounting provision. Meron ka ditong, ayan, meron din siyang sa loob, preventive auto transformer, meron yan sa loob. Meron kang top changer. Okay. Meron ka rin control cabinet dyan. We have also oil level indicator in here. You have your upper filter press connection. Meron ka rin nakalagay na protections. Ever series surge arrestor. Meron kang cover, handhold cover. Ito, meron kang makita rito na ganito. That is your position indicator, which indicates top position. Okay, may lifting eye. And then this one. Mga lifting lugs, control cable. Ito, lifting lugs, control cable. Ito ay self-shorting control cable disconnect. Ayan, yung mga parts niyan. So ito yung isang application ng ating step type. So sabi natin, single phase, yung mga feeder type, diba? Yung distribution type, single phase. So, kung three-phase three-phase, so gagamit ka lang din ng tatlo para lang din siyang transformer, di ba? So, ito yung control cabinet mo. Ayan. Ito yung iyong connections. Meron ka nakakabit mga fuse cutouts. Okay. So, itong itsura niyan. So, for three-phase, so gagamit ka ng tatlo. So, para lang din siyang transformer. Okay? So, that is your step type regulator. So, control. So, control ng regulators. So, yung rotation sa induction regulator and yung top changing sa step type, so that is controlled by a voltage regulating relay. So, meron kang voltage regulating relay nandun sa output side ng regulator. Nandun yung ating VRR or voltage regulating relay. And then, kasama ng VRR na yan, ng relay na to, meron kang line drop compensator. Okay, you have your line drop compensator. So, ang trabaho niyan, so ang line drop compensator, that is a miniature reproduction of the electric circuit to be regulated and determines the voltage applied to the VRR. Okay, so yan yung line drop compensator. Okay. So, rating, nabanggit natin ito kanina. Okay. So, we had, sabi natin, plus minus lang. Okay. So, sabi natin, so 10%, di ba? Plus or minus 10%, boost or box. So, 10% lang ng load in kVA. So, kung ang load mo, 1,000 kVA, so ang size ng regulator mo ay 100 kVA. So, ganun lang yung pag-determine ng size ng ating regulators. So, since 10% yan, so we have your 100 kVA na lang. Okay? Sige. Ito ang connection for your voltage regulators. So ito, kung makita nyo dyan, you have your source, okay? And then, meron ka dito sa taas, you have your regulator bypass switch. And then you have your line or your load side na ito, kabila. And then you have your, since we have your multi-grounded neutral. So meron kang yung S, that is your source, L is load, and then your SL, this is your neutral. Okay? So meron kang regulator bypass switch. So, ayan, a three-phase regulator are connected to the phase conductors. So S1, S2, S3, and sa load side, L1, L2, L3. So kung may neutral, katulad nito, okay, kung may neutral, so that is labeled S0, L0. So if the voltage regulator is removed, okay, so if this is removed for service or for repair, okay, or maintenance, so your quantity of service is ensured by a bypass switch. Okay, so pag maintenance ito, so meron kang bypass switch. So, okay yan. Okay, so natapos na tayo sa regulators. So basically, meron tayong two types ha. We have the induction and your step type. So let's proceed to capacitors. Okay. So sa capacitor, they are used to improve voltage regulation. So pero iba yung kanyang operation sa regulators mo. So ang ginagawa ng capacitor, syempre alam natin yan, they introduce capacitive reactance on your circuit. So which affects your impedance ng line. So this is may cause voltage drop or rise. So also, syempre gawin ng capacitor, improve din yan yung power factor ng circuit. Okay? So thereby, kapag na-improve yung power factor ng circuit, ang mangyayari, mababawasan yung current for a given load. Syempre, pag mababa yung current, mababa din yung magiging losses due to the I squared R losses, diba? Bababa siya, yung losses. So that is the capacitor. So meron tayong two types. We have the series and the shunt capacitors. So it can be installed as a single unit or bank. Okay? So yung shunt capacitor, okay? So ang shunt capacitor, binabago niya yung power factor ng load. Tandaan niyo yan. Binabago niya yung power factor. Kapag series capacitor, ino-offset niya yung inductive reactance. So, yun yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa. Shunt capacitor, changing of power factor, while your series, ino-offset niya yung inductive reactance. Okay, so discuss natin further. First is the series capacitors. So, series capacitors, so pag sinabing series, nakakonect yan in series with your line. Okay? So, hindi siya ganun ginagamit sa distribution circuits natin ang series capacitors. So dahil you have a more specialized type of apparatus with a limited range of application. So, limited range na application niya, and hindi natin ginagamit yung series capacitors for voltage regulation, improvement of voltage regulation on your distribution lines. Okay? So, hindi ito ginagamit. So, sabihin natin dito, utilities are reluctant to install series capacitors, especially of small sizes. And a series capacitor can even be considered as a voltage regulator that provides for a voltage boost that is proportional to the magnitude and power factor of the true current. Okay? Ito ang ginagamit natin, shunt capacitors on your distribution systems or lines. Ang shunt capacitor, from the word shunt, di ba? Shunt, that is parallel. The capacitor is parallel with your line. These are used extensively. So, ito yung ginagamit natin on distribution systems. So, shunt capacitors supply the type of reactive power or current to counteract the out-of-phase component of current required by an inductive load. So, ang shunt capacitor, they modify the characteristic of an inductive load, so which draws a leading current. Yun yung ginagawa ng ating shunt capacitor. It draws a leading current that counteracts some or all of the lagging component of the inductive load. So, shunt capacitors for power factor correction. Ginagamit natin ito. And your shunt capacitor, it has the same effect as an overexcited synchronous condenser. Condenser is an old term for your capacitor. Okay? So, generator or motor. Overexcited. So, overexcited. So, leading yung kanyang power factor ng generator or motor. So, for motor, we have your synchronous motors. Okay, that is an overexcited. Okay, so may example tayo dito. So, determine the power factor of the load on a 460 volt three-phase system if the ammeter reads 100 amperes and the wattmeter reads 70 kilowatts. Okay? So, determine the power factor of the load lang. Simple lang to. So, ang given is your voltage V, three-phase system. Take note of this one, three-phase system. Okay? Take note of that. Three-phase system tayo. So, the ammeter reads 100 amperes and your wattmeter reads 70 kilowatts. So, since given yung kilowatt, that is P, okay? P yan. And then, given yung ating V tsaka I. So, pwede mo makuha yung power factor. Ang formula ng power factor natin is cosine theta, di ba? Or that is P over S. Okay? So, P over S, may given na P. Okay? So, alam natin yung S. Okay? So, yung S natin, square root of 3 VI. Okay? Over 1,000. So, para maging kVA yung sagot. So, we have square root of 3. So, since 3-phase system. So, square root of 3 times your voltage, which is 460 volts, okay, times your ammeter reading 100 amperes over 1,000. So, that is 79.67 kVA. So, para ang sagot natin ay naka-kVA. And then, power factor, o meron ka ng P, that is 70, okay, from the given, divided by your S na na-solve, 79.67 kVA. So, ang sagot natin is 0.88, okay, or that is 88%. Okay? So, may tanong kayo dito sa pag-solve ng power factor. Hindi lang ito. May tanong kayo. May tanong kayo dito. Wala? Dali pa? Madali pa siguro. Okay. Sige. So, we proceed dito tayo sa dito mag-focus sa power factor correction. Okay? So, in a typical distribution load, so your current lags the voltage. Okay? So, the current lags the voltage. So, this is a typical distribution load. So, anong sabi? Ano to? Who can recall itong the current lags the voltage? Okay? Malala nyo sa circuits niyo. So, the cosine of your angle, okay, between your current and sending voltage, okay, that is the power factor of the circuit. So the angle between your current and voltage, okay. So as you can recall on your AC circuits. So if the in-phase and out-of-phase components of the current I are multiplied by the receiving end voltage VR, the resultant relationship can be shown on a triangle in here. So that is the power triangle na yon. So the power triangle shows the relationship between your kilowatts, your P in kilowatts, your Q, kVAR, and your S, kVA. Okay? So that is a power triangle for your typical distribution load. Okay? So power factor connection. So note that by adding the capacitors, the reactive power component Q of the apparent power S of the load can be reduced or totally suppressed. Okay, so pag nag-add yan ng capacitor, okay, so kunyari ito, nandito. Ito nandito sa figure natin. Okay, so this is a illustration of your power triangle for power factor correction. Ito yung capacitive, reactive power. So this is, ito yung gamitin natin for solving your power factor corrections, yung triangle na yan. So itong figure na kasunod, 8.9, so that illustrates how the reactive power component Q increases with each 10% change of the power factor. Okay? So, yan. So, sa figure na to, so mapansin niyo, we have 100 kVA. Pero ang PF ng una is unity power factor or 1. So, kapag unity power factor, wala kang Q. Okay? And then the next one, you have 100 kVA. Okay? And your PF is 0.9. Okay? So, pag PF mo 0.9, yung kilowatts mo, 90 na lang. Okay? 400 kVA. And then yung Q mo is 43.59. And then, syempre, pag pababa yung PF, okay, tumataas yung kVARs. And then, bumababa yung kilowatts natin. So, this is your illustration in the change of your real power and reactive powers as a function of your load PF. And then, take note that your kVA is constant. Okay? So, constant yan. Lahat ito ay 100 kVA. So, mapansin niyo pataas na pataas yung kVARs kapag mababa yung PF. And then, bumababa din yung kilowatts na kaya niya. Okay? And then, dito naman, so take note that your 80% power factor, okay? So, your reactive power is large. So, malaki na yung, kilovars. So, ang nangyari, So you have now 25% increase in the total apparent power of the line. So tumataas yung kVA ng line natin. So at this power factor, your 75 kVAR of capacitor is needed to cancel the 75 kVAR of the lagging component. So yun yung sa power factor correction. So kung 80% power factor, okay, so tumataas yung natin kVA ng line. So pag tumaas yung kVA ng line natin, syempre tumataas din yung current. Okay? So yun yung natin. Pero same kilowatt, yung kilowatt niya. Okay? So let's see in here. So same yung kilowatts natin, syempre same lang naman talaga yan, di ba? Ito, sa example na to. Same yung kilowatts, hindi nagbabago. Kunyari, meron kang gamit dyan or equipment which is 100 kilowatts. Okay. So ang nangyayari at unity power factor, syempre 100 kVA yan. Pero kapag tawag dyan, kapag syempre 100 kilowatts pa rin, okay, constant yung real power, ang nangyayari, pag 0.9 PF, okay, meron kang 48.43 kVARs. Okay, mataas yan. kVAR ka na. So, ang nagiging S mo, yung kVA nito, mataas na. So, meron ka ng 111.11 kVA. So, typographical error to. That is 111.11 kVA. So, yan yung kVA ngayon ng load mo. So, mataas siya. So, ang nangyayari ngayon sa system, although 100 kilowatts pa rin yung power mo, okay, since tumaas na yung, bumaba na yung power factor, at nagkaroon ka ng kVAR, tumataas yung current natin. Okay? Tumataas yung kVA natin eh. Oh, ayan, 0.8. And then, ito, typographical again, this is 0.7 and 0.6. So, pag 125, pag 0.8 PF ka na, o 75 kVARs ka na. Okay, and then 102 kVAR kapag 0.6, 0.7, and then 133.33 kVAR kapag 0.6. So, ang effect niyan, tumataas yung current, okay, which increase your losses. So, sa power factor correction, ang goal natin is tumaas ulit yung power factor correction, okay? Tumaas yung power factor by correcting your power factor by using your capacitors, or in this case, gamit lang tayo ng shunt capacitors. Okay? So that is your power factor correction, okay? So, the generation of reactive power at a power plant and its supply to a load located at far side or far distance is not economically feasible, but it can be easily provided by capacitors located at the load center. So, usually kapag power factor correction sa ating lines, okay, so mas malapit sa load yung ating power factor correction device. So, in this case, we have your shunt capacitor. Okay, so ito, malapit sa load yung ating mga capacitors na i-install. Kasi pag dito sa DC substation or your power plant, hindi na siya economical. Kasi bababa din siya eventually yung power factor. So, ito. So, capacitors, okay. So, we have this one. So capacitors draw leading reactive power. Okay, so that so ang nangyari, they supply lagging reactive power factor to the load. Okay, so assume that your load is supplied with a real power P, lagging reactive power Q1, and apparent power S1. So at a lagging power factor of, so your cosine theta 1 is P over S1. So kapag power factor correction and gumamit ka ng shunt capacitor, constant yung P. So mamaya makita nyo sa example yan. Constant yung P. And then, so ngayon, yung power factor ngayon is cosine theta 1, that is P over S1. Okay? Yung S1 is calculated as the square root of your P squared plus Q1 squared. So ganun lang yun, di ba? As you can recall on your AC circuits. And when a shunt capacitor QC kVA is installed at the load, okay, so the power factor is improved from cosine theta 1 to cosine theta 2. So yung cosine theta 2, so we have your P over S2. So wherein your S2 is P squared plus Q2 squared 1/2, raised to 1/2, or square root niyan. Or your P, so yung Q2 is now the difference between your Q1 and your capacitor na QC. Okay? So, mag-solve tayo siguro mamaya. Ayan. Mamaya. Ayan. So, solving tayo. Okay, so, concept ng leading and lagging, PF. So, maraming nalito sa lagging and leading. Okay? So, meaning, so hindi natin malalaman yon unless alam mo yung flows ng reactive and real power. So, in general, for a given load, the power factor is lagging. Okay, take note. The power factor is lagging kapag yung load withdraws reactive power. Okay? And leading yon kapag nagsusupply ng reactive power. Yun siya. So kapag lagging, nag-withdraw siya ng reactive power, and kapag leading, nagsusupply siya ng reactive power. Okay. So, meron tayo dito mamaya mga figure. So, the use of bar meters instead of the power factor meters avoids the confusion on the terms lagging and leading. So, sa bar meter, meron kang zero center point. So, may level yun yung isa na in, yung isa out. So, meron tayo dito ang figure. Figure natin. Okay. So, sa first figure natin, okay, we have your source, which is the generator. Okay. So, that withdraws Q. Okay. Nag-withdraw siya ng Q. Yung ating source. So, that is now lagging. And then, since induction motor, that is induction motor. So, inductive, yung inductive load ang induction motor. So, nyo rin yan sa AC machines ninyo. So, where you have nag-withdraw yung induction motor ng lagging. Okay? Ng Q. Nag-withdraw siya ng Q. Therefore, lagging ito. Okay? And then, kapag, ano naman, kapag overexcited synchronous motor, okay, overexcited synchronous motor. So kapag overexcited yung synchronous motor, para na siya nagiging capacitor. Capacitor with a real power. Yun yung excited synchronous motor. So kapag overexcited yung synchronous motor, nagbibigay siya ng Q. Nagsusupply siya ng Q. Okay? Pag nagsusupply ng Q yan, okay? So that is now leading. Okay? And then, on the other underexcited synchronous motor, para na siyang induction motor, since underexcited siya, nag-withdraw ngayon ito ng Q. So, therefore, lagging ito. Okay, so that is the concept of lagging and leading PFs. So, solve tayo. So, assume that your substation supplies three kinds of loads. So, first load, we have your incandescent lights, and then the induction motor, and a synchronous motor, as shown in this figure. So the substation power factor is found from the total reactive and real powers of the various loads that are connected. So based on the given data in this figure, determine the following. So first is the apparent real and kVARs of each load, and then the total apparent real and reactive powers of the power that should be supplied by this substation, and the total PF of the substation. Okay? So from this figure, okay, tingnan natin. So take note, incandescent lights natin is 100 kVA E. That is equivalent. Okay? At unity power factor or 1 PF. Okay, equivalent. Kasi this is a summation. So lahat ng incandescent lights dito sa feeder pinagsama-sama. Okay? And then the next one is the induction motor loads. Parang kumbaga nilamp niya yung load. And then the next one is the induction motor loads. So we have 300 kVA equivalent at 0.85 PF lagging. Take note of this, lagging yung induction motor. And synchronous motor loads, that is 200 kVA equivalent, 0.8 leading. Okay, so tandaan natin yan. Okay, so kasunod natin dito. So first is the apparent real and kVARs of each load. So solve natin isa-isa. Alam natin yung kVAR, kVA, kVAR, tsaka kilowatt ng incandescent light, and then for induction motor load, tsaka for synchronous motor loads. Okay? So the SP and Q of each load. So first, for 100 kVA lighting, L. Okay? Load. So, tandaan niyo yung incandescent lamps, basically, unity power factor yan. Incandescent, ha? Kasi kapag mga, ano na, CFL, fluorescent, hindi na siya unity power factor. Okay. So, syempre, 100 kVA, that is S. Okay, so we have SL is equal to 100 kVA. And then since, okay, since unity power factor yan, your P is equal to S, L. So therefore, we have 100 kilowatts na since we have P. And then QL, kapag unity power factor, that is 0. Okay? Take note of that. Kapag unity, wala tayong reactive component. Therefore, QL is 0. Next, for a 300 kVA induction motor load, IM. We denote this IM. So first, SIM, given yan 300 kVA. So we have 300 kVA. And then kung maalala ninyo, yung power factor is 0.5. 0.8 pala. Okay? 0.8 yung PF. So, yung PF natin for this one, okay, that is 0.85. And then from your circuits, okay, yung relationship natin for P, okay, that is your S times your PF. Okay? So, kaya nangyari, we have your PIM is equal to 300 times 0.85. Okay? So, this is now equal to 225 kilowatts. Okay? And then, ngayon, as you can recall, your S, ang relationship niyan, di ba? Square root ng P squared plus Q squared. Okay? So, from here, we get Q. So, we have S squared is equal to P squared plus Q squared. So, therefore, yung Q squared is equal to S squared minus P squared. So, therefore, yung Q is the square root ng S squared minus P squared. So, kaya, ito na yung ginamit natin dito. Okay, so we have the square root of 300 squared minus 225 squared. So, we have 158 kVAR. Okay, take note of the units, ha? kVA kapag S, kilowatts kapag P, kVAR kapag Q. Take note of that units. And then the next one, next load natin is the 200 kVA synchronous motor or SM. Take note, yung PF natin for your SM is 0.8. Leading. Okay, leading yan. So, S natin, ayan na, kVA. We have 200 kVA. And then the same formula again. We have your P is equal to S times PF. So we have 160 kilowatts. Okay. And lastly, QSM, same formula. So you have square root of 200 squared minus 160 squared. So that is 120 kVAR. Okay. 120 kVAR na. So nakuha na natin yung P, Q, and S ng mga loads. Okay. Ngayon, for the next part, kukunin na natin yung total PQS ng substation. Okay? Total. Kung sinabi natin total PQS, i-add lang natin. Okay? So, add natin. So, for PT, total P ng substation, so add mo lang yung mga load, yung mga P ng load. So, we have your PL plus your PIM plus PSM. So, 100 plus 255 plus 160. So that is 515 kilowatts. Okay? Take note of that. And then the next one, total Q naman, add mo lang din lahat. Okay? So QL plus QIM minus QSM. Oh, sabi add lahat. Pero itong QSM naging negative. Oh, any idea kung bakit naging negative yung QSM? Tawagin natin si Canyo.
Leading power factors.
Okay, very good. Yun. So, kaya siya negative or kaya yan, nag-minus tayo sa QSM since yung ating power factor for your synchronous motor is leading. So, kaya mag-minus tayo dyan. So, 0 plus 158 minus 120. So, that is 38 kVARs. Okay? And then last, ST. Simple lang. Square root of your PT squared plus QT squared. So, ganun lang siya. So we have square root of 515 squared plus 38 squared. So we have 516.4 kVA. So any question before we proceed to the next letter C? May tanong kayo? Dagong boy, may tanong?
Wala po, sir.
Wala naman. Okay, sige. Walang tanong, we proceed to the next one. So, madali lang itong power factor correction. Okay, so the next one is the total power factor at the substation. So, ang total power factor natin, recall natin sa AC circuits, that is cosine theta. Diba? Cosine theta lang yan. Or, namit tayo ng power triangle. O, ito yung theta natin. And then we have your P, Q, and S. Okay? So, yung cosine theta from this figure, okay? So ang cosine natin, di ba? SOHCAHTOA. So, adjacent over the hypotenuse. So, therefore, cosine theta, adjacent over the hypotenuse, adjacent is your P over hypotenuse, which is your S. Okay? So, your PF is equal to P over S. So, P over S. So, 515 over 16.94 EVA. So, that is 0.997. Oh, lagging. O, atin nalaman na lagging. Nalaman natin lagging. Balik tayo dito sa kanina. Okay? Lagging yan kasi yung K-var natin on letter B is positive. Okay? Positive yan. So, pag positive yung K-bar, so, anong nangyayari dyan? So, anong nangyayari kasi dyan? We now have, okay, dito sa kabila. So, we have your P plus JQ. Diba? So, this is lagging. Kapag P minus JQ, so negative yung Q natin. So, this indicates leading yung ating PF. Okay? Kaya nakalagay dito, we have 0.997 lagging. Okay? So, that is your power factor. Okay? So, may tanong dito sa lagging tsaka sa leading. Scoba? Wala? Walang tanong? Okay. Yung iba may tanong? So, kapag P plus JQ plus yung Q natin, positive, lagging positive. And then kapag negative, sa powers to ha, sa S, kapag negative yung Q, we have your leading. Baliktad naman sa I, di ba? Kapag lagging, negative yung angle. Kapag I, na lagging yan, so meron kang current, tapos yung angle mo negative. Kapag leading, positive yung angle. Diba? Ganun yan. Okay, ba yan? Okay. Although hindi pa siya part ng power factor correction, this is on calculation of PQS ng bawat load, tas PQS ng substation, and PF ng substation. Okay. Punta tayo sa practical methods used by the PI, or sa power industry, for PF, power factor improvement calculations. Sa industry kasi, ang ginagamit na natin dyan, you have your kilowatts, kVA, and your kVAR. So, kilowatt, that is your P, kVA is your S, and kVAR is your Q. Kasi kapag sa industry ka, hindi natin ganong ma-recall na yung mga PSQ. Kasi mas madaling tandaan yung kilowatt, kVA, at kVAR. Diba? Pag kilowatt, yun yung true power, kVA, yun yung current power, kVAR, yung reactive. So for the power industry, your PF is equal to kilowatts over kVA. So it's P over S basically. Tangent theta. Wala pa rin dito sa triangle. Kaya triangle ulit na. So we have kilowatt, kVAR, and kVA. So cosine theta, so kilowatt over kVA. Tangent theta is TOA, opposite. So kVAR over your adjacent, which is kilowatts. And sine theta, so kVAR over kVA. So opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, for power factor correction, okay, for power factor correction, your kilowatt component stays the same. Kung ang gamit mo niyan ay shunt capacitor. Okay? Pag shunt capacitor ang gamit mo, yung P kasi ng shunt capacitor, 0. Okay? So, kaya nangyayari, drawing tayo ng, ng triangle ulit. Okay? So, yung P natin, ayan siya. Constant yan. So, and then ito yung ating theta L, yung load. Sa load tayo. So, anong nangyari? Pag sa load tayo, so we have your SL, and then itong part na to, hanggang dito, so this is your QL. Okay? And then, we have now, pag mag-power factor correction tayo, so we now have, siyempre, pag yung shunt capacitor mo, P is equal to 0 pa rin, so hindi na magdadagdag dito ng phasor. Okay, so we have your, ito natin yung QC natin. Okay. So, yan na siya. So, meron tayong S new. So, we have your P, or this is S2. Okay. And then, ito na yung ating Q new. And then, this is your Q cap. Ayan lang siya. Okay. So, basically, your kilowatt stays the same. So, we have now in terms of kilowatts. So, this kVAR is equal to kilowatts times tangent theta. So, from this formula, okay, from this formula, we now have your kVAR is equal to kilowatt times tangent theta. Okay, and then, if it is necessary to determine the capacitor rating to improve the load's PF, okay, so the kVAR at an original PF, okay, so we have kilowatt times tangent theta 1. Okay. So ito, yung kVAR at original load, ito yan, QL. So your kVAR at original load, okay? So that is simply, ayan, dito tayo nagaling. Doon tayo dito. Pero gawin mga in terms of kVA, kVAR, and kilowatts. Ito natin. So ito is Q at theta 1. So S1 P. Gawin natin kVAR. Mabura dito. Yan. So we have your kilowatts. Okay. Kilowatts. Ayan. Tapos yung kVAR at original PF, ito yun. Ayan. kVAR at original PF. So 1. Tapos at improved PF, ito yun yung buo. Ayan yung buo na to. We have kVAR 2. Okay. So we have theta 2 in here. Okay. So and then we have kVA 1, kVA 2. Okay. And ito na yung kVA, kVAR. Okay. So ngayon, ito na siya. So and then kVAR at improved PF is kilowatts pa rin times your tangent theta 2. So mukha mo na yung kVAR at improved PF. And then capacitor rating required. So we have C kVAR. So C denotes capacitor or capacitive. This is denotes capacitive. Okay. C kVAR. So we have kilowatts times, okay, times your difference between tangent theta 1 and tangent theta 2. So, mukha mo yung CK var. And then, to find your kVA, kilowatt, and kvar, so gamit ka lang nung Pythagorean theorem natin. So, ganun lang siya. So, for kVA, kilowatts, and kvar. So, same lang yun. Okay? Ayan. So, solve tayo ngayon ng power factor. Okay? So, assume that your load withdraws 80 kilowatts and 60 kVARs at 0.8 PF. Okay? And then it is now required that this PF is to be improved from 0.8 to 0.9. Okay? So, determine the amount of the reactive power to be provided by using the capacitors. So at 0.8 PF, okay? So, at 0.8 PF, so, ang kilowatt natin is 80, okay? And then, ang kVAR is 60, okay? So, ang gagawin natin, improve natin yung PF from 80%, gagawin natin 90%. Gagamit tayo ng capacitors. So, ang gagawin natin yung reactive power to be provided by using capacitors, or that is your CK var ating alamin. Okay, so at 0.8 PF, okay, so kilowatts kvar, okay, and then at 0.9, okay, at 0.9 PF, okay, since gumamit tayong capacitor, okay, equal lang yung kilowatts natin, okay, equal lang yung kilowatts natin. So, drawing natin yung 0.8 PF. So, pag 0.8 PF, ang angle is 36.87. Diba? Parang maling figure ko kanina pala. 6.87. Nagbalik talaga yung figure ko kanina. Okay? Kasi natin dito. So, dito, at 0.8 PF, okay, let's say this is theta 1, okay, so your theta 1, alam natin na 36.87 yan, degrees, okay, so we have 80 kilowatts dito, 80 kilowatts, and then your kvar, okay, your kvar, your kvar, we have your kvar which is 60. Ito lang yung figure ko pala. 60 kvar. Ayan. And then, okay. And then, nadasolve yung S. May na yan. And then, at 0.9 PF, so ang 0.9 PF, yung theta 2 natin yan, 25 point, ano na yun? 0.9 PF. Pag 0.9 PF, 5 point, ano yun? Or cosine ng 0.9. 25 point something. 84. 5.84. 5.84, somewhere, let's say here. Okay. Ito yung theta 2. Balitan lang pala yung figure ko kanina. Okay. So, theta 2. Okay. So, at theta 2, okay. So, improve ko yung power factor 2.9. Okay. So, pag power factor, correction, equal pa rin yung kilowatt. So, we have the same kilowatt, 80. Okay. And then, kukunin natin yung, ano ngayon, kvar. Pati yung S, kunin natin for this one. Okay. Sige, kunin natin yan. Okay. So, we now have your kVA. Okay. Ay, dito para sabat yung kVA sa 0.8. Mutang ko. Kasi natin to. Sabat natin yung kVAR sa 0.8. kVA. So, yung kVA sa 0.8. Okay. kVA sa 0.8. So, square root lang yan ng 80 squared plus 60 squared. So, that is 100 kVA. Okay. 100 kVA tayo. So, dito, solve natin yung kVA. Masolve natin yung kilowatts. since given naman yung ating power factor. Okay? So we have kVA and then to. So 8. So ang kVA natin, 'di ba, is kilowatts over your cosine theta. Or your cosine theta is the PF. So kilowatts 80 over 0.9. So ang sagot diyan is 88.9. And then solving for kVAR. Okay? Solving for kVAR. So square root ng 88.9 squared minus 80 squared. So we now have 38.7 kVAR. Okay? So meron tayong so at your 0.8 PF, okay? At your 0.8 PF, okay, ito. So at ito yung kVAR natin. So at 60 and then your kVAR at your corrected power factor, we have 38.7 kVAR. Okay? Ayan yung dito hanggang dyan. Okay? So ngayon, and then nakuha natin yung S. So we have 100 kVA and then we have 88.9 kVA. So ngayon, ang kukunin na natin is the yung ating reactive power ng capacitor, or that is the CkVAR. So yung sagot yung CkVAR, tingin tayo sa figure. Ito, yung CkVAR, ito yan, oh. Ito yan, CkVAR. Yan. Dito. So yung CkVAR, CkVAR is the difference between your original reactive power and your corrected reactive power. Okay, so we have 60 minus your 38.7. So ang sagot natin is 21.3 kVAR. So ito yung ating answer. So we have 21.3 kVAR. Okay? So may tanong on this one sa pag-solve ng rating ng capacitor na kailangan gamitin. We have 21.3 kVAR.